What's up guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online video. Today marks the start of Capsuleer Day XIX event. So you've got your daily login rewards and things which look like they're going to be worth doing again. We've got the limited edition ships that load up to the Praxis towards the end. A whole bunch of skill points. And nice skins to mark the year, and all the loads of boosters, so worth logging in even if you can't play. But with the event comes some event sites, and I've today gonna take a look at the Smuggler Hideout. I have run one so far, relatively successfully. So I thought I'll record the second one and get it out there to see what we've learnt already. I jumped into my trusty Gila for this. I use this Gila just for event sites primarily, because it's what I like to use to explore the events first, because it's relatively safe. Although obviously nothing's ever that safe. But I've not flown it since October, so it was nice to jump back in it and start having a go. Before we fly into the site, I'll really quickly talk you through my event fit. It is just a blob. Nothing clever or special about it. We are just blob fit. So in the rigs, I've got two extender Tech 2s, just to make the shield big. EM shield reinforcer to fill the to fill the EM hole that exists on the Gila. And then the highs are just rapid light missile 2s. I've got Inferno missiles in here currently, I think for tracking for frigs and stuff, but I should really have some Tech 2s in my hold as well, but I don't. And then again, the mid's not special at all, just a whole rack of large shield extender 2s to get this shield as big as possible. That's a massive shield on a cruiser. And then I've got multi-spectrums because you need Omni tank for these sites. The rats deal all kinds of damage in varying proportions, so like the Impera targeting me. So you want Omni tank in this case. So I've tried to spread the tank as much as possible. You could drop one multi-spec for a thermal or an EM, but then you just are weighed in that hole instead. So just go Omni. There we go. Got some fireworks. Let's drop that down so we can enjoy the fireworks for a second. Nice of him. Anyway, finish the fit. And then lows, when I ran the first site, I had 3 drone damage amplifiers in the lows, but it was a little bit hairy. I did actually warp out to play it safe. I warped out when the boss spawned just to regen my shield a little bit and then came back in. So in this time I've swapped a little bit of DPS for a damage control just to increase the EHP significantly. And it makes a big difference, right? Like if I turn this off, you can see the EHP and the shields drop pretty significantly. So I've gone for that this time. Will slow us down a little bit, but the DPS is still huge in the Gila. That's using hammerheads, because bonus to medium drones. And yeah, basically massive DPS, and we can run through the site pretty quickly. They're limited to battle cruisers and below, so they're gated sites. So we'll warp to one. System's gotten a bit busier, so let's hope they're not all now being run. But yeah, they're gated sites that are limited to battle cruisers and below. Which is again one of the reasons I took my faction cruiser in. If it was limited to battleships or something, then the Gila probably wouldn't be able to handle it. But because it's just battle cruiser, I was confident we could get it sorted. They're pretty quick to run. Let's see if there's anyone in here. Nope, no one in this one. They're pretty quick, so you land nice big old rocks around on an acceleration gate. They look pretty cool. There's not too much to the sites visually compared to some of the recent things. Oh, also don't forget to claim your missions as you go along, so you can get the boosters and skins. Yeah, as I say, there's not too much going on visually. It's just a load of rocks. Compared to some of the other events recently, this, there's no fancy colours or anything, but still, it sort of makes sense for the lore. The only thing with using a drone boat in this site is drone aggro is real. You'll probably see it when I'm running it. Hopefully they'll leave my drones alone, but it's significant. I want to get rid of the Serb. So, significant E-War. It's not just the frigs that carry a load of the E-War. Cerberus is Scram. The Rapier was Web. There's another cruiser that newts. There you go, Tornado's already switched onto my drones. So the battle, and look, massive. That's one shot from the Tornado. So by the time they get in, it almost took a second one. Then send them straight back out. Yeah, he got the second shot in as well. So the drone aggro is really, really annoying. I've just got all thermal because I'm using hammerheads and infernos, but if you wanted to, you could bring different damage types in. So for example, thermal on the Cerberus is not a good choice. Thermal on the Rapier is fine. Thermal on the Tornado is good. So like, it's all omni damage coming in. You need to send omni damage out. Like, it's just, so this doesn't make much difference what damage choice you choose to deal. And like, that's coming in from the Tornado is basically all EM, a little bit of explosive. The Rapier, entirely explosive. From the Serb, I think it was 100% kinetic. So it's just, you just need to omni everything. Not much else you can really do with it. The bounties are pretty nice. Each, 300,000 for the battle cruisers, 200,000 for the cruisers. And the underboss, who spawns at the end and drops all the loot, he's worth 5 million. So not to be sniffed at just running these things. Drone aggro is not too bad so far. But you can see we can get through them relatively quickly. So once we got through the Serb, who had the big resists for thermal, we melt everything else. The acceleration gate in this site is locked, or is inactive, until you clear all of the rats. I think there were 2 waves in the first one I ran, so let's see if that's the case again now. Pull drones between waves, because otherwise your drones will take the aggro when the rats land. And they'll probably land in dribs and drabs, like almost depending on ship size. So frigate first, there you go, now here comes some cruisers, and there'll probably be a battle cruiser or 2 that follow, so just hold off. Oh, Icky Tursers as well. So Icky Tursers are the ones that newt, but if they follow normal Triglavian damage, then they will ramp up. So it's probably worth going for the Icky Tursers pretty early on, in an effort to get rid of their DPS nice and quickly. One thing I've noticed, which I think is specific to the Icky Tursers, is they will they'll attack you and the drone simultaneously somehow. So that only what I spotted was you will stay red boxed, but the E-War will drop, and I guess will go to your drone. So keep an eye out, even if you're still red boxed by Nicky, if they're not newting you, they're attacking your drone. So just keep an eye on that. But you can see the incoming DPS is going up a fair bit. So this one is dropped. So I'm going to put them back in because there you go, he's going after my drone. So still red boxed, but the newt pressure's gone. probably need to send a different drone out, to be honest. But the new pressure is pretty heavy from the Icatursas. I've not had two in one wave before, and they are doing fairly significant new pressure, 40 every cycle. But with two of them, that's quite a lot, pretty fast. So then my multi-specs will switch off. So something to bear in mind. But yeah, the drone aggro is really annoying, and especially because the Icatursas don't tell you that they've changed their aggro. Rapiers kind of fine. The web, I guess, is probably pretty effective. Yeah, but they don't deal that much damage, and they also, yeah, it's just a web. So we'll try and let the cap regen a little bit now. So I'm just going to turn off one multi-spec while we've just got the rapier on grid, and I'm not going to fire my missiles. Just let my drones do the business, just to let things regen a little bit. I mean, the drones are doing some pretty good work on the rapier. They just melt, so I'm happy to leave them till last. And then the gate should unlock, so that should be this area done. So turn these off, let the cap regen a little bit, because the boss also has a very heavy newt in there. So the boss is a battleship, or the underboss is a battleship, and it has heavy newt pressure. It does like 300 gigajoules per cycle. So you need to have enough cap basically to take them on. If you need resist, or if you need active tank or whatever, you make sure you can cope with that newt pressure. So we'll let it regen just a little bit, and then we will go through. What should we get to? Because it will slow down. Let's go to 65, and then we'll jump in. But just two waves here. No loot from any of the rats out here. You can probably salvage them, I guess, but yeah, up to you. And we'll go through now, and I think it's just the two waves here in this one as well, so just one wave and then the boss wave. And when I ran it the first time, the boss spawned with 5 frigates or manticores that target painted. I just ignored them and went straight for the boss, but we'll see if that happens again. So what have we got? We've got the Icky again, so I'm going to take out the hyenas and then go for the Icky-Tursa. But it is the Cerberus that scrams, so if you're concerned about your tank, so the Draugrs have also just turned their E-War off, so the Draugrs are the same, so that's good. They're also, yeah, so the Draugrs newt as well, okay, that's a worry. There's a lot of newt pressure in this time before the boss spawn, which is a bit harsh. Cerberus is now on my drones, so at least the non-Triglavian stuff, just you go to yellow box when you're being when your drones are being attacked, which seems a bit fairer. Oh, don't forget to accept the missions as you go along. Right, now go Icky, because I don't want to be neutered out. And then we'll see how we go. I'm not going to warp out on this one, so you know, you might see me get capped out by the boss and die. And if you do, then it'll be uploaded. Drone aggro, just going to get close to death. Oh, neither of them put aggro back on me, so let's pull them back in. Draugr still hasn't, but let's see, I need to get rid of this Icatusa.
A module has run out of charges.
Come on, send him off the field. Let's have a quick look at the Serbs. So, okay, go to the Draugr. Let's have a quick look at the Serbs DPS. That's the Draugr. Thermal explosive. And the Serb is entirely kinetic, right? So Um, oh, come on, don't kill him. So yeah, you just need to be omni-tanked against the whole thing. So I'm just going to try and let my cap regen a little bit, so I'm willing to take some increased DPS for a second from the Serb. And I'm just going to try and finish him off with my drones, just to regen some stuff while we've just got him on the grid. The risk here, of course, is that the boss wave might just spawn anyway with him on grid, which would be a problem. So I'm not going to let him regen for too long. In fact, when we hit 50%, that's probably enough. Now let's start deleting him, and we'll move on to the final wave. So the potential drops, by the way, I think you can get boosters, you can get skins, you can get some like meta items and things, but they also drop these smuggler lot boxes, which at the moment will have no value, but you trade them into an NPC station for 1 million. So from one site I got 15, so that's 15 million straight away, plus the 5 million bounty from the boss. You know, that's 20 million nicely. Oh, so different spawn this time. Different boss as well. So he's doing EM kinetic, and thermal should still be a good damage choice. So let's go. It's still neuting though. What's the range on these? 37. So the Draugrs are going straight for my drones, I think. So it's possible we'll need to get rid of some of these first. Okay, now they're going for me, but I am scrammed, webbed and neutered by the boss. The last boss also did signal jamming, so I couldn't target yet 300 gigajoules. So that's a significant. Like, I'll be out of cap in a second. Although it decided to go after my drones. Hopefully its tracking is bad. I'm going to leave my drones out to absorb some of the aggro, because tracking, it should be difficult for him to hit the drones. He hit one. Let's pull that one in. Hopefully he can come back in, but without dying. Did manage to. It's nice. So we'll drop that back out. We're not far off finishing the boss now, but I am capped out, but it shouldn't matter. Although it's not a good time to run out of missiles, but it shouldn't matter now. Drone should be able to finish the boss off, and when you kill the boss, the rest of the rats just leave. So we should be good. But you can see how quickly the DPS is coming in from the boss now. But we should be fine. Actually, the Underboss is still going for my drone. It's gone back on my drones. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to be fine. And he is. Come on, dead. Everyone else swaps off. And we can go and wreck. We can go and loot the wreck. What do we get this time? So 21 this time. So that's 21 million. Another booster, blockade running, and a massive siege cannon. What does blockade running do? Web resistance and cargo scan resistance. Interesting. That's an interesting one. But yeah, immunity to cargo standards. Cool. So we'll loot that, and then just a quick comment on the boss site. I do think this is pretty cool. They have the smugglers have got an Astrahus, which they are hiding inside this like a big old rock, which yeah, I think it's pretty nice. F9. That's yeah, Astrahus hidden inside an asteroid, so you can't see it. So I think this is probably my thumbnail. Let's thumbnail, and then yeah, that's the site, guys. Again, when you kill the boss, don't forget to claim your reward. And yeah, I hope that helps. That's pretty quick, pretty easy. Um, Go out and enjoy. There's also a harder version in low sec with supposedly with better rewards. So when you get comfortable with this, I guess go and do it in low sec. But yeah, these spawn all over New Eden, so you can find them high sec, low sec, null sec, ink, and wormhole space. I ran the first one in wormhole, so I can confirm they spawn there as well. So yeah, go out and enjoy, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel, because we might do some videos on the hacking sites and stuff as well. But yeah, thanks a lot, and have a good one. Cheers.